Chapter 19. Light, light everywhere. Imagine, if you will, having spent the whole of your life in a dungeon. Imagine that late one spring day, you step out of the dark and into a world of bright windows and polished floors, winking copper pots, shining suits of armor, and tapestries sewn in gold. Imagine. And while you're imagining these things, imagine this too. Imagine that at the same time the rat steps from the dungeon and into the castle, a mouse is being born upstairs. A mouse, reader, who was destined to meet the light bedazzled rat. Who is the mouse that's being born? So as Desperaux is being born, he's barely born, is the same time that Roscoe scurries up the stairs and sees light for the first time in the castle and all the amazing things that are in the castle. So now you're kind of seeing this timeline, right? So we went back in time to talk about Roscoe, but now Roscoe and Desperoux's timelines are in the same spot. Desperoux's being born, and Roscoe's coming upstairs into the castle to be with the light in the castle for the first time. So now you kind of see the timeline. But the meeting between those two will occur much later. And for now, the rat is nothing but happy, delighted, amazed to find himself standing in so much light. "I," said Roscoe, spinning dizzily from one bright thing to the next, "I will never leave. No, never. I could never go back into that dungeon. Why would I? I will never torture another prisoner. It is here that I belong." The rat waltzed happily from room to room until he found himself at the door to the banquet hall. He looked inside and saw gathered there King Philip, Queen Rosemary, the queen, and Princess P, 20 noble men, a juggler, 4 minstrels, and all the king's men. That's a lot of people. This party, reader, was a sight for the rat's eyes. Roscoe had never seen happy people. He had known only miserable ones. Gregory the jailer and those who were consigned to his domain did not laugh or smile or clink glasses with the person sitting next to him. Roscoe was enchanted. Everything glittered, everything. The gold spoons on the table and the jingle bells on the juggler's cap, the string on the minstrel's guitars, and the crowns on the king's and queen's heads. And the little princess, how lovely she was, how much like light itself. Her gown was covered in sequins that winked and glittered at the rat. And when she laughed, and she laughed often, everything around her seemed to glow brighter. "Oh, really," said Roscoe, "this is too extraordinary. This is too wonderful. I must tell Botticelli that he was wrong. Suffering is not the answer. Light is the answer." And he made his way into the banquet hall. He lifted his tail off the ground and held it at an angle and marched in time to the music the minstrels were playing on the guitars. The rat, reader, invited himself to the party.